Hello, boys and girls. So today we're talking about equal and not equal and how you decide if an equation is true or false. So hopefully you've already watched the video that I linked in your Google Classroom assignment. This is just another way to look at equations and decide if they're true or false. This is called a math balance, and that's what we're going to use today as our tool to decide if an equation is true or false. Okay, let's get started. Let's say I had the equation 4 plus 1 equals 5 plus 2. If this was on my workbook page and my assignment was to decide if this is true or false, I could use this math balance to help me solve. This side of the balance is for this side, the left side of the equal sign. And this side of the balance is for the right side of the equal sign. So on this side, I'm going to do 4 plus 1. I'm going to solve 4 plus 1. So I'm going to put a peg on 4. And since I'm adding, I'm going to also put a peg on 1. Now I'm going to do the right side of the balance scale, which is 5 plus 2. So I'm going to put a peg on 5. And since I'm adding, I'm going to put a peg on 2. Now, is my balance scale equal or even? That's right, it is not equal. It is not even. So I cannot put an equal sign here in the middle because it's crooked, right? It's leaning to the right. And why is it leaning to the right? Because 5 plus 2 is 7 and 4 plus 1 is 5. 7 is greater, or we could say heavier, so to speak, than 5. And so it's leaning to the right. So I know that this number sentence or this equation is not true. It's actually false. So if I was on my workbook page, I would write that this is false. Okay? So let's try another one. All right, let's say I had the equation 7 plus 2 equals 6 plus 3. And my job is to decide if this is true or false. Okay, on the left side of the balance scale, I'm going to do the left side of the equation, on the left side of the equal sign. 7 plus 2. So I'm going to put a peg on 7, and I'm going to put a peg on 2. You can see that the balance scale is already tilting to the left because I don't have any pegs over here on the right-hand side. I'm going to solve 6 plus 3 on the right-hand side because it's on the right-hand side of the equal sign. So I'm going to put a 6 and a peg on 3. Oh, is the balance scale even or equal? Yes. So I can put an equal sign here in the middle. Yay! Okay, 7 plus 2 equals 9, and 6 plus 3 equals 9. So it's the same value on each side of the equal sign or the same value on each side of the balance scale. So it balances or equals out. Okay? So if I was doing this on my workbook page, I would say that this equation is true. All right, let's do one more. Okay, this time, let's include a subtraction problem on one side. So let's say I had 8 minus 2 equals 6 plus 4. Okay, my job again is to decide if this equation is true. So I can't now put 8, I can't put a peg on 8 and 2 because that would be adding 8 and 2 to the left-hand side. I have to go ahead and do this subtraction. 8 minus 2. Do you know what 8 minus 2 is? That's right, it's 6. So I'm going to put a peg on 6 because 8 take away 2 is 6. Now over here, I have an addition problem. So I could put a peg on 6 and 4, or I could go ahead and just add 6 and 4 in my head. It should be pretty easy for you. What is 6 plus 4? That's right, it's 10. So I can go ahead and put a peg on 10. Uh-oh, is my balance scale even? No, it's sure not. So this equation would be what? That's right, it would be false. Okay, the left side is equal to 6, and the right side of the equal sign is equal to 10. 10 is greater than 6, so that's why this balance scale is kind of hanging down to the right because it's greater, okay? So I hope that this helped you understand equal and not equal just a little bit better. I'm actually going to link this website that has this balance scale in it to your Google Classroom. So you can play around with this scale and use it to help you solve your workbook problems. Okay, have fun.